Wow, that's so fucking good. I have this friend, Monica, who's been trying to lose weight for as long as I can remember. She always feels kind of inflamed and puffy, and she really just can't figure out why. She's gone to so many doctors. She's done gut health tests, she's done stool tests, she's done food allergy tests, she's done the finger prick food sensitivity test. She even did this test that I've never even heard of. It's like some kind of blood test to figure out what foods cause your body to get inflamed. She thought she had mold for a while and did a mold protocol. She thought she had endometriosis. She had surgery. No matter what she does, she always feels a little bit bloated, a little bit puffy, a little bit inflamed, and she can't get to the root of it. So Monica texted me this morning, literally a full list of everything she's eaten for the past 2 weeks, and was like, hey, can you figure out which of these foods is causing me to have this like bloated puffiness? Like which of these foods is making it so that I can't lose weight? And I decided to drop everything today, grab my camera and record this episode literally so impromptu because I want to share with you exactly what I told Monica. Hello and welcome to Blush, the world's first wellness show that's actually entertaining. I'm Hiva and I quit law so I can help you look and feel your best. Together, we get into food, nutrition, all the latest wellness trends, but we also laugh, get silly, drop a few F-bombs, and go on a million tangents. So if that sounds like your vibe, we're about to be best friends. Okay, before I get into what I told Monica, I want to admit something that's honestly, it's not very likable. It's not, like, I probably shouldn't be admitting this. Like, it's not very PC. It's just not great. But it's really fucking honest. I have been obsessed with being skinny for as far back as I can remember. Like literally even as a little kid, I was obsessed with being thinner as a child. Okay, I don't know if this is some kind of like past life trauma. I don't know what it is. It's not okay. Like I'm not proud of it. Like, do I think it's a good thing? No. Do I wish it was different? Yes. Like, do I wish I was the type of girl who just didn't give a shit about my appearance as a whole, but also specifically about my body weight? Yeah, 100%. And when I look back on all the issues I've had in my life, specifically the physical health issues, like a lot of the gut issues and stuff like that you already know about, I've talked about so many times, I really do think a lot of them were actually really caused by this hyperfixation with looking a certain way. Nevertheless, the reason that I tell you this is because one kind of perk of me having had this very problematic, arguably highly disordered way of being is that I know so much about body weight, body fat, about weight loss, about gut health, about bloating, about inflammation. I know a lot about these subjects because I've been obsessed with it throughout my life. So it's something I can talk about really confidently, and that's what we're gonna do today. And I do wanna say, kind of before I get into this topic, I think we should all love and accept ourselves exactly as we are. And the hypocrisy of me saying this is actually not lost on me. I've gained a bit of weight the past few months and I fucking hate it. Like I hate it. Like I wish it wasn't so. Now I will also say, I think I've had more peace with my body simultaneously than I maybe have in my entire life. Like I'm still showing up and being on camera, whereas usually historically I literally would be like hiding inside of a closet, like refusing to leave my house. So the fact that I'm like showing up and being on camera, I do think is massive progress on my end. But the hypocrisy of me saying like I don't think we should care about our bodies, I see it. Like I care so much, even though I want to care less, even though I'm striving, I'm trying so hard to care less. But it's hard, like as women, mostly watching here, you know, we have lived in a society where your body weight does affect how you're perceived in this world. I do think less and less so over time, but also recently with the rise of GLP-1 medications, I think that there's been this re-obsession with trying to be as small as humanly possible. Although I will say, quick tangent, I watched this TikTok a few months ago where someone was like, listen, with the rise of Ozempic, yada, 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 she was predicting, basically she was saying that for a while, everyone wanted to be skinny, but now because there are GLP-1 medications, pretty much like anyone can become skinny. So she was saying that she thinks the next trend isn't going to be thinner, but to be fitter, because for that you actually have to work. So I don't know, that's neither here nor there. All I'm saying is I do think that with the rise of these medications, which by the way, I have nothing against, like if you're on them, go off, amazing. So many of my friends are on them, like so many of my family members are on them, like great, that's amazing. But I do think that it's erased a lot of the body positivity work that we've done for the past like 20 or so years. I do think that people have become a lot more obsessed with being thin again. I think that the goalpost is constantly moving, and I think that there's just so much pressure on people to look a certain way, and it actually really doesn't matter. Like your weight actually really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Like I can tell you right now, as someone who's been like so skinny before, so fucking skinny, and someone who's been clinically overweight before, and literally everything in between that spectrum, I've seen it all, I've been it all, I can speak about this. It doesn't matter. Like whatever you're envisioning, like, oh, once I'm thinner, I'll be more confident, or I'll have this, or I'll have that. None of those things are true. Like there have been points in my life where I thought like, oh, if I'm thinner, I could wear whatever I want. And then when I was thinner, I was like finding new things to obsess over and like, oh man, I'm so bloated today. Like that type of shit, you know? I thought that, oh, if I was thinner, like I'd have an easier time meeting a partner. No, that's so not the case. I have been with my current partner at all different weights, and he's loved me through all of them. And quite frankly, I have been like too thin for many guys. And okay, it's not even about guys. It's not about relationships. All I'm saying is your career, your relationships, everything that you care about in this life, you don't have because you're a certain size. And you're also not going to lose them being a certain size. And they're also not going to be better being a different size. Like size actually really, truly at the end of the day doesn't matter at all. Nevertheless, I know that it matters to a lot of us. So I do kind of want to make this episode because I think I made a really good point to Monica, and I want you to know that point too. But before I get into that, I have to kind of take you through a journey of everywhere I've been in my life and all the different things that I thought were kind of like keeping me puffy, keeping me inflamed, keeping me bloated, and were in like standing in between me and my dream goal body. By the way, this episode is actually so impromptu that we're all gonna kind of figure out together what we're making. Like I don't have anything specific planned, but I'm really craving my balsamic shallot vinaigrette. So I'm gonna make that first. It starts with 2 shallots. I have my trusty little recipe book here. 2 shallots, 3 dates, pitted dates. I say this only because I had a listener DM me recently that she made one of my recipes and she's like, oh my God, it tasted so good. But then I realized I used dates that had pits in them and the blender kind of blended them up, but like you can't really eat that shit, you know? So pitted dates, or I mean, you could pull the pit out by yourself, but like who wants to do that, you know? Okay, what do we need? Balsamic, Dijon. I grabbed some Dijon. I really like this Whole Foods Dijon. It's actually cheaper than the other Dijon I was buying historically, and it's really good. Water, oil, and tamari. Okay, let me grab those things. Also, I'm gonna continue the story. Also, I hope my bum doesn't stick out. Yikesy. Didn't really think this dress through, did I? Oh, also I just got some new olive oil that I want to try. It's from Tunisia. I really like to change up the olive oils because, you know, we've all been sold the story of like Italian, Spanish, and it's giving white privilege. I'm just kidding. But there are other regions that have really good olive oils that are just different, like not necessarily better or worse, just different. Okay, let me take you through a fucking journey. So, like I said, I've wanted to be thinner as far back as I can remember. A 1/4 cup of balsamic. I really like this one, which is so random. It's from this oil and vinegar shop that I went to in Bentonville, Arkansas, I believe, is AR for Arkansas. That was a very difficult section of school for me. If you're not from America, there is a part of 6th grade where we spend a tremendous amount of time learning the American states. Not an easy time for me because I'm not like a memorization kind of girly. Like I'm really good at understanding things, which is shocking because I act like an absolute moron so much of the time. Like I'm really good at math, you know, because I can figure it out. But when it comes to memorization, not so good at that because here's the thing about me, I'm actually shockingly lazy. Like you might not think that because I'm, you know, so prolific, not to brag, but I'm very lazy. Like I really don't like to sit around and memorize things. Okay, I need to grab more of this balsamic vinegar, by the way. I'm just wasting time dilly-dallying over here. We're just gonna sub in some Trader Joe's because I have more bottles of that one from Bentonville, Arkansas, which it's not Arizona, is it? No, AR is not, no. I only know it's not Arizona. Honestly, I would think that that's the acronym. I don't even know. For Arizona, but I know that I didn't buy this in Arizona. No, it was Arkansas. We were there for a wedding, walked into this shop. They had some of the best balsamic vinegar I've ever had, so I bought it. Anyway, throughout my life, there were so many foods that I feared, or food groups, because I thought that they were the thing that was making me like gain weight or like struggling to lose weight. The very first being, by the way, that was a 1/4 cup of balsamic. I mean, this is just gonna be all over the place. We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of Dijon. Yeah, I really like this Dijon. It's more vinegary, which I really like. Okay, a 1/4 cup of water. Okay, it's a 1/4 cup of everything else. So it's a 1/4 cup of balsamic, a 1/4 cup of Dijon, a 1/4 cup of water, a 1/4 cup of oil, and a 1/4 cup of tamari. And let me just get this one thing out of the way really, really quickly. So a traditional vinaigrette is usually like 2/3 to 3/4 oil to 1/3 or 1/4 vinegar. That's kind of a traditional ratio. I don't like to do that much because I really fuck with condiments, like in a way that I can't fully explain, but like half of my meals are condiments. Like I will put like 14 condiments in one plate. And as aforementioned, I'm obsessed with my weight, so I can't have that much oil. No, but also it just like, I like a little more flavor, like even putting like calories, etc. aside, I really do like, I don't know, like I don't like a dressing to be too oily. When I eat out, I usually find the dressings to be like a little bit too oily and lacking in flavor. So I always play with those proportions. One thing that makes it like really, really effective is using a more like pungent, flavor heavy kind of oil. So when I buy olive oils, I like to get not just extra virgin, but I like to get one that's extremely pungent. And I'll link some of my favorites in the show notes, because that way you can use a lot less oil and still get a lot of flavor from that oil and not like feel super weighed down. Anyway, this is like very on theme because it speaks to my fucked upness. Okay, so when I went to college, freshman year of college, I gained a ton of weight, like close to 30 pounds. And I know you might be thinking like same. Obviously, like a lot of it was lifestyle stuff. Part of it also was that I kept getting super sick. Basically, there was something, like I was like allergic to something in the town where I went to college is the best way to describe it. And so I kept getting super sick, and my tonsils would get so big that they would like almost completely cut off my breathing. Like that's how extreme it was. Okay, whatever. So I kept having to go on prednisone, and prednisone increases your appetite like a psycho. Like it like makes you obsess over food in a like truly a psychotic kind of degree. I'm just gonna grab some water for this, but I think we have all the other ingredients in there. Yikes, so you're just spilling everywhere. Okay. So yeah, that prednisone just makes you so fucking hungry all the time. And I gained so much weight. And like, I'm 5'0", okay? For a long time, I thought I was 4'11", but I very recently went to a doctor and actually had them measure me, and I am above 5 feet by like 1/4 of an inch, which honestly, I should amend my driver's license to add that on, because if you're a short girl, you know, like you have nothing to spare. Like we will hang on to every fucking thread. Anyway, let's get this blended real quick and then we'll resume the story that probably will never end. Anyway, I had gained enough weight that, you know, I had to buy like all new clothes. Like my cheeks like looked so chipmunky. Like it was actually kind of cute in retrospect, but I hated it. I was so fucking upset. And I remember I had this freshman year hallmate who was like, oh, you should try doing the Atkins diet. Now, I am so old that I call it the Atkins diet and not keto, because that's kind of what it was before it was keto. It was the Atkins diet. So she's like, oh, you should try like doing the low carb thing, like you'll just melt weight away. And I remember I was like so obsessive with it. This is so good. I think this is my favorite dressing of all my dressings. And listen, I make some fucking good ones. This might be my favorite. Let me clean the blender real quick, because we're gonna make another sauce and then I'll come back and resume the story that's probably never gonna end. Okay, this next dressing we're gonna make is a dressing that I actually kind of, I don't want to say I invented it for my friend Michelle, but she texted me one day and she was like, hey, I'm obsessed with this green sauce from this one Thai restaurant in New York. Can you recreate it? And I was like, well, I've never been to that restaurant. I've never had the green sauce. I don't even think it's vegan. And I don't even know what it looks like. And I know nothing about it, but sure, of course, totally. We'll totally do that. And listen, is it like the green sauce she was referencing? I have no fucking clue, because I've never had it, but this is phenomenal. Unfortunately, I was lacking an ingredient, which is limes. I don't have any limes right now. So I was thinking I will sub yuzu juice for the limes and we'll kind of see how it is. I mean, it might be shit, we'll see. The other thing is it needs green Thai chilies, which I have some, but they have gone off. Like there's literal mold growing on them. And in an effort to like not die today, I decided to just sub red Thai chilies. It's literally the same pepper. It's just more cooked, you know, not cooked like in a literal way. I mean, it's more ripe. So this is a 1/2 cup of dates, a 1/2 cup of water, 3 cloves of garlic, a 1/4 cup of tamari, 3 Thai chilies, some cilantro, the juice of 1 lime, which is roughly 2 tablespoons. So that's what we'll use of miso. I mean, not miso, yuzu, 1 lime leaf, and around like 1 dulse leaf. So let's fucking do this shit. I don't know. I'm just gonna eyeball the 1/4 cup situation because this is dirty and I don't feel like washing it. So, you know, we'll just guesstimate. We'll figure it out. This is 1/3 of a cup. A 1/2 cup. Here we go. Let's do the dates. So yeah, I had this friend, she's like, you should go Atkins. So I was like doing all this research about Atkins, which, you know, back when I went to school in like the 1600s meant I went to the library and I checked out a book. No, I'm just kidding. There was the internet. I'm not like literally that old, although, you know, these days you just on the internet, you feel like older and older, you know what I mean? But anyway, okay, so we did the dates. Let's go ahead and I'll do tamari first, then the water. This is my favorite tamari, by the way. I think I link it in all Blush Kitchen stuff. I just buy it in bulk because I buy so much of it. I mean, I use so much of it, but yeah, I'm just gonna eyeball like half of this. But I've had so many really expensive tamaris. Tamaris, that sounds so weird. And I actually genuinely think that one is better. Let's do 3 cloves of garlic. I do buy my garlic peeled because I find peeling garlic to be a really time intensive activity, and I just like, who has the time, you know? Like, it's not as fresh, like the flavor is more intense when you buy whole cloves and peel it yourself, but I mean, it is what it is, right? Okay, let's see. Water. Okay, let me grab the water before I forget that. 1 lime leaf. Thank you, Ozzy, who went and bought these for me. Fresh lime leaves. If you're obsessed with Thai flavors, a really easy way to kind of get that feel is fresh lime leaves. Like if you've tried to make kind of Thai inspired stuff and it's never tasted right, that's probably what you're missing. Hold on, let me grab the other stuff. Alrighty, I just tripped and caused a whole disaster in the kitchen, but it wasn't on tape, so it's all fine. So we're doing a little bit of dulse, a little bit of cilantro, and then I think we have all the other ingredients in there. So I'm just gonna grab like a little bit of leaf. Actually, I'll do 2. And the reason I use this is because a lot of Thai food has fish sauce in it, but I am vegan. So I just substitute dulse, which is a type of seaweed, which has a very fishy flavor and really does an excellent job replicating anything fishy. It also is really packed with nutrients. Okay, cilantro, I just kind of did like a whole, I don't know. You guys saw how much I pulled. It's very imprecise. With cilantro and with ginger, those are 2 things that are really hard for me to measure and then put into recipes. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Lime leaf dulse. Of course, the lime juice, which we're doing yuzu. By the way, this is the yuzu juice that I use. It's by Yuzu Co. I get it on Amazon. And they do make another product that is not 100% yuzu juice. One of my friends ordered it recently and then she was super bummed. And I was like, why didn't you just go to the links? The links that I put, but her problem, not mine. Okay, so I'm gonna maybe I'll do a 3rd tablespoon just for fun, just cause, you know, I like things tart. Okay, let's blend this and then maybe at some point this century I will finish talking about what I'm trying to fucking talk about. Okay, this guy's done blending. Let's put this away. Yeah, I love this sauce so much and I love Michelle forever for making me make this. Although, wait, I haven't even tasted it with the yuzu. Let's see how it is. I love it. It's so fucking spicy. Holy shit. I think, is it possible? Does anyone know? Do we have any agricultural kind of people here who might know this? But do peppers get more spicy as they ripen more? Because I swear this is spicier than when I make it with the green version, which again, to my understanding, is the exact same pepper. It's just more ripe. I'm also gonna get this shit all over my sleeves. Wait, also, I had aprons made. I had blush aprons made. And I'm trying to decide between 2 colors, although maybe like we'll roll with both. So one's in khaki and one is in navy, and they're both like really stunning organic cotton with the Blush logo on it. I kind of want to show you guys. I'm so excited about them. Jesus Christ. Let me get all this sauce in here and clean this blender, and then we will resume the story. Okay, so I decided we're gonna make a bowl. I have some frozen riced cauliflower, which if you like rice, I would recommend using rice for this. I just don't, which is really weird because rice is kind of a staple in Persian cooking. By the way, I am so hungry. I feel like last week's episode, or last month's episode, I should say, I had like no appetite, I think from all the caffeine, but right now I'm starving. Okay, let's get this in the microwave. I like to put it in for a long time, like 7 minutes roughly. Okay, this is actually so fitting, me making cauliflower rice instead of regular rice and talking about how I went low carb or whatever. But I remember literally I remember one time I got chicken noodle soup and I picked out all the noodles and all the carrots and ate just the chicken and the broth. Do you know how disgusting that was? Like, I was trying so hard to be low carb. And then after that, I remember after college, there was a phase where I stopped drinking because of like the calories in alcohol. And after that, there was a phase where I cut out dairy. And then there was a phase where I cut out sugar. I actually had a trainer who literally said to me that sugar is as addictive, or no, I'm sorry, not as addictive. He said it was more addictive than cocaine. Okay, this man clearly has not met a cocaine addict before, because last time I checked, I don't think anyone's ever pawned their family heirlooms to get more money for brownies. But guess what? I know people who've done that shit for cocaine. Anyway, I guess I should do something here. Let's chop some fucking veggies because we're gonna make a bowl. Yeah, let's do the red onion first. And you know what? I'm doing something I used to see people do on the Food Network, and by people, I mean Rachel Ray specifically. I have a trash bowl here. So I'm just gonna put my onion trash in here and pray that I don't get it all over my beautiful, stunning outfit. So yeah, I cut out sugar. What else have I cut out? Soy, I cut out soy. I'm vegan, okay? Post being vegan, I cut out soy because I had actually a different trainer tell me that it was making me gain weight. I cut out nuts, I cut out seeds. Like, I've cut out so many food groups. And some of them honestly was because like I thought I was like sensitive, or it was causing like bloating or gut issues in me. But if I'm being really fucking honest with myself, and if I'm being really fucking honest with you guys, it was all always about my weight. That's what everything always came down to. And like, I only really cared about my gut health because I actually cared about my weight. I'm trying to think of what else I've cut out throughout my life. And I've also done like different types of eating. So it's not even about like the food itself, but you know, I've done a lot of intermittent fasting and time restricted eating. I've done, I've tried doing food combining, right? Like, I've always tried to amend my intake and the way that I eat and stuff, depending on what I thought was making me bloated, making me puffy, making me inflamed. But really, if I'm being really truly honest with myself and honest with you guys, the through line was always my appearance. Like, that's at the end of the day what I really, really cared about. And here's the actual honest truth for the person who tuned in and is like, hey, sometime 4 centuries ago, you were gonna tell us what you told your friend Monica about which foods were making her puffy. Like, I've been waiting through you making these stupid sauces and falling over tripods and generally being really fucking annoying and talking about things that happened in the 1600s back when you went to college, just to hear which foods are making me puffy. And here's the God honest truth. All of the foods I just listed, whether it be, Did I mention gluten? Did I fucking mention gluten? I was gluten-free for years. That was like my actual biggest one, aside from soy, aside from dairy. That was the biggest fucking one that I thought always affected me. Anyway, here's the truth. All of these foods could make you gain weight. They could make you bloated. They could make you puffy. But you also could eat any of those foods and still, oh, sparkling beverages, that's another one that I cut out for a while. Wouldn't even have sparkling water, okay? Okay? There was a period of my life where I was vegan. I wouldn't eat nuts or seeds. I wouldn't eat gluten. I wouldn't eat soy, and I wouldn't have sparkling beverages. I basically was living, oh, and I was like largely keeping low FODMAP. I was basically eating cucumbers, okay? Like it was a nutty fucking time. I wouldn't have legumes, I'm entirely unclear. Avocados, I was eating a lot of fucking avocados and like cucumbers. And I still was one of the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm gonna get to exactly why that is. The truth is, you could eat all of these foods and still lose weight. You could still have your dream body. You could still look exactly how you wanna look, or you could eat these foods and you could gain weight. It's really, if we're gonna be dead ass serious, how your body looks has a lot less to do with what you're eating, and it has a lot more to do with how much you're eating. If you just eat everything in moderation, you can still have the body that, whatever body it is that you wanna have, and still eat every single thing that you enjoy. Now, could you hypothetically like lose weight faster if you just like cut out everything other than water and X-Lax, like they say in, did you guys ever see Never Been Kissed? That was such a formative movie for me. I remember watching it when I was like in the 6th grade or so, and I was like, what are X-Lax? Like, this is how disordered I was. I was 11, and I hear these girls make a joke, a literal haha joke that was like clearly very eating disordered, and I was like, what are X-Lax? I should look into that. Clearly that's something that I need in my life. Anyway, what was I saying? Who the fuck knows what I was saying? No, but like you can eat all these things and gain weight. You can eat all these things and lose weight. Like it really just is about the volume of your food intake. And that's something I really learned. Like when I have tried with food combining so many times throughout my life, because there's so many wellnessy people who are like, oh, like if you just learn to combine foods properly, you'll never get bloated again, you'll never get constipated again, yada, yada, yada. I've tried it so many times, and my only takeaway from it is, yeah, it can help you not feel bloated or puffy if it makes you eat less. Like that's truly ultimately what it all comes down to. And am I telling you to eat less? No, I'm actually not. What I'm actually telling you is I think you should care less about your weight. I think we should all care less about our weight. I think we should all care less about our appearance in general. And this is coming from someone who's actually, I don't want to say like I'm super vain, because I don't think that's what it is. Okay, that one's ugly on the inside. But I really, really care about aesthetics. Like I really care about how things look. And I don't mean like personal aesthetics necessarily. I mean like, I have wanted to buy a broom since April of this year, and I haven't bought one yet because I want to buy one that's pretty in addition to being functional. Like that's how much I care about aesthetics. Like I just love things to look good. And that does include my personal aesthetics. Like I do want to look good, but it matters so little is the truth at the end of the day. Like how we look really only matters in terms of how it affects how we feel. And I think if we can all retrain our brains to care less, or like have our looks dictate less how we feel, then I think we'd all be a lot better off. But because I know most of us are not there yet, I'm gonna be really fucking honest with you. If you wanna feel less bloated, if you wanna like go to bed not bloated, if you wanna feel a little bit lighter and trimmer in your body, like that's okay. I'm not telling you like you're toxic or bad for wanting that. Again, I've been really, really honest about how I feel about these things. The one thing that'll help you more so than anything else is just eating slightly less. And I don't think you should cut out any food groups. That's exactly what I told Monica. What I told Monica was that it's not anything that she's eating that's making her puffy, that's making her bloated. It's the fact that she's cutting out so many foods in an effort to not be bloated and to be like really snatched or whatever it is. She's cutting out so many foods and she's actually depriving herself of the very things that she really, really wants. And therefore she's drastically overeating on healthy foods. And that is what's having her be puffy. It's nothing that she's eating. And then I asked her, I was like, what, like if weight wasn't a factor, like let's say all food was like completely weight neutral. So like nothing you ate, by the way, I'm just chopping up some tofu and adding it to this bowl in case you're wondering. If weight wasn't a factor, or like if, let's say like everything that we ate just like evaporated into air. So there was like no calories, no bloating, no gut health, and none of that. What would you be eating right now? And she was like, pizza. And I was like, great, go eat some pizza. And she's like, no, but like the gluten and the dairy, and I'll get puffy, and I'll get this, and I'll get that. And I was like, bitch, let's be real here. A slice of pizza has like, I think like 280-ish calories. Let's just round up to 300 calories. You have to eat 3,500 extra calories on top of what you're already eating and not burn any extra calories in order to gain just 1 pound of fat. An entire pizza is like 2,200 calories-ish, I believe. By the way, this is cucumber and mango. I'm just like really not narrating what I'm doing here at all. And then I'm gonna add some red onion because the bitch loves some red onion. And then we're gonna drizzle on some sauces. Oh, and add some sugar snap peas because yummy, yummy. And I spent all this time making this one all pretty. An entire pizza, I think, is like 2,200 calories. So you basically would have to eat like a pizza and a half, a whole pizza and a half on top of everything you're currently eating on the regular. I feel like I should use a spoon for this. Okay, you'd have to eat an entire pizza and a half on top of everything that you're already eating and not move your body in order to gain just 1 pound, just 1 pound of body fat. Like, and here's the thing, if you've been depriving yourself of pizza for the past 20 years, probably the first time that you eat pizza, you might eat an entire fucking one and not move your body. But if you let yourself eat pizza every day from here on out, I'm also gonna add a tahini drizzle to kind of reclaim something I used to be so afraid of. I love this brand of tahini, by the way. I really like, A, the flavor is like incredible, but B, I like that it comes in this squeeze bottle and you can just drizzle it on so easily. But this isn't the end of the recipes, by the way. Because I knew what I was going to be talking about, I wanted to get some bread to just kind of reclaim like my biggest fear of all time, which was bread, and also like truly the thing that like makes life go around, like the way I fucking feel about bread. But first, should I add some edible flowers to this? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I was saying, in the beginning of allowing yourself to eat whatever you want, you're probably gonna overeat because your body's in such scarcity mindset, and it thinks it's like the last time that this is ever gonna happen. But if you keep allowing yourself to eat, trust me, you're not gonna overeat. Over time, you're gonna find that you'll have 1 slice of pizza and be satisfied. You'll have 2 slices of pizza and be satisfied, 3 slices of pizza and be satisfied. And that's not even gonna be on top of all the shit you're eating now that you actually, if you're being honest with yourself, kind of hate and it's not fulfilling you at all. It'll be instead of that. Now, I do wanna add one little caveat here, and that is that I do think you should aim to eat a largely healthy, but not exclusively healthy diet, not for weight reasons. Okay, a moment for the bowl. Beautiful, stunning, we love her. Ooh, can't wait to eat her. Let's just move it aside and get to this fucking bread. I need to find my bread knife. Yeah, so I went to my favorite bakery to get their sourdough. It is the best bread in the city, but they were sold out of their sourdough. So rude. So I bought the baguette, which I've never had before, but she said that they use their sourdough in it. So we're gonna eat some fucking bread. I'm gonna make some little toasties. Although I don't know if I'm gonna toast them because this is so fresh. And I think the mark of really good bread is that you can eat it untoasted. So let's give this guy a try. Delicious. That was so good. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I do think you should still eat a lot of healthy foods, not because of weight or anything like that, but because at the end of the day, eating healthy foods is what's gonna have you like get stronger, be in a better mood, be sharper, just like impact your overall health, everything that isn't like your literal body weight. And like, can you get really skinny, you know, just like eating Twinkies and stuff? Totally. Like when I was at the height of my eating disorder, I didn't really eat healthy foods. I just ate very, very small portions of pretty unhealthy foods. And guess what? I was like depressed as fuck because my body was getting literally no nutrients. But in my fucked up, deranged head, I was like, well, I don't want to waste calories on this like dumb shit that I don't like. And I don't think you should ever, I mean, you should never be like past versions of Hiva, because I'm telling you, all of them were fucked up. But I guess the point I want to make at the end of the day is like, number one, there's not one specific or any specific group of foods or anything that is like making you puffy or making you gain weight or making it so that you can't lose weight. It's the total volume, or specifically the total calories that you're eating, that's doing that. And the more that you try to restrict, probably the more you're overeating without even realizing it. And I think the more that you can allow yourself to eat everything that you want in moderation, the faster you're actually going to hit your goals and the more sustainable it's going to be. Because again, you could just like cut everything out and get like really skinny really quickly, but it's not going to be sustainable. You're going to start binging eventually. Trust me, I would know. But also, this is a plea to myself along with everyone else. Okay, this is why I made the balsamic, by the way, because I want to add it to these little toasties. This is a plea to myself and to the rest of you. Can we kind of all just try to care less about our body weights? I think we should all strive to be healthy. Like, I think we should all strive to be in a part of our lives. Hold on, I'm gonna grab some flowers for the toasties too, because like, God forbid, they don't have flowers. See, this is what I mean. Like, I'm literally obsessed with aesthetics. Like, I put flowers on everything that I eat. But I think that we should all care a little bit less about our body weights. Like, it's so also patriarchal and like historic and just like not the vibe to care this much. Like it at the end of the day, it really doesn't affect anything that you do. But you know, in the interim, for the person who does really, really care, don't cut so many foods out. Instead, just eat everything in moderation. Eat really healthy foods in abundance, and everything that you love, please don't cut them out. Just eat a little bit less of them. Like, that's really what's gonna move the needle for you. Okay, I mean, I guess that's everything I had to say. I don't know. I feel like I should have toasted this bread, but I was too hungry and I was too absorbed in what I wanted to get across. Here's the thing. I know how I would feel, which is, and I do feel like this often, it's like no matter what my problem is, I always want to find that one thing, right? Like it's like, oh, what's the one piece of childhood trauma that's causing me to have these emotional outbursts? Or like, what's the one food that's keeping me puffy? Or like, what's the one thing that I can just like quickly undo? And sometimes those things do happen. Like, I do think the one thing that was truly causing me to have depression as extremely as I did was that my creatine stores were depleted. And when I started taking creatine, like everything changed for me, right? So like sometimes that does happen, but more often in life, it doesn't work like that. Most often in life, completely lost my train of thought. I'm so hungry. No, most often it's just a matter of balance and moderation and yada, 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 right? So no, there's no one specific food that's like keeping you puffy or anything like that. It's probably just overeating everything. And that's probably happening because you're trying so hard to cut out various foods that you're just kind of going crazy and you're not giving yourself what you actually want. So take it from me, eat the pizza, eat the bread, eat the avocados, eat the tofu, eat all the things that you're afraid of. Just do it. And even if you go crazy the first few times, it'll stop eventually and you'll be able to have them in moderation. And like, let's say maybe you won't be like at your thinnest. Like I have accepted I'm just not going to be the thinnest I've ever been, probably ever again, but I'm going to live a better life because of it. And I think that that's so worth it. So I hope you took something from this episode. Okay, I'm gonna go because I'm fucking starving and I need to eat. I love you guys.
If you loved that episode as much as I hope you did, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And check out some past episodes while you wait for the new one to drop next week. And until next week, make sure to stay cunty out there.